What is going on, guys? This is All Gaming with my review of Shingeki no Kyojin, or Attack on Titan manga chapter 51. So this chapter right here is probably one of the most darkest and yet touching chapters that we have seen in this series so far. So first, to start off with everybody arriving, they are now back and they're on top of the wall, and we learn that Mikasa has father injured herself, because now not only did she get hurt from when she knocked off that horse, but because she got back on it and was riding it, she actually had her rib cage shattered. So that right there was like really surprising to see, because normally we all know that Mikasa, is one of these tough fighters, but in this chapter we actually saw her, kind of hurt, even though she was playing it off. And then we see Commander Irvin. He is now, kind of like passed out, because he did lose an arm. So of course he like losing a lot of blood from that. So of course now, like, Aaron just looking around and he just see like people are just feeling so down depressed. And we even have Krista. It's like she got like passed out. And of course, Sam and him, they lost so many people, but it was all for Aaron. And Gene, he was not holding back at all. He was telling Aaron, what he needed to hear, because his words actually helped him, kind of motivate him and stopped him from holding back. And of course, Armin, and this guy's a freaking genius. He figured out right away that it was Aaron that had the power to control the Titans and make them go after Rainer, because Annie had a similar power where she could call forth the Titans and make them, attack her. But I'm pretty sure, her little cry or yell, whatever you want to call it, like, maybe it could also serve like another purpose, because we only see her, use the power once, and that was, to save herself. So maybe, she got the same power as Aaron and control them, but in a different way. But because she's holding in that crystal, we probably won't even know that for a very long time, if we ever do find out about that. But now, Aaron is definitely, motivated now, and he will no longer hesitate. And so now he wants to control these Titans and take back Wall Maria, seal it up so that way no more Titans can get through there. And then we see Krista, or Historia. She like wakes up, and at first it was kind of like she was possessed by something, but now she actually wants to go to the wall, and take it back. So I am wondering, why is she like in such a rush to do that? Because like Aaron just found out that he has the power, so I'm pretty sure that he can control it or even know how to use it. So because they were feeling that this wall could be breached, they actually came up with a plan and had these citizens take shelter on the ground. And that right there is definitely a smart thing to do, because it would be interesting to see humans living underground, and I would definitely be curious to see how would they make that life work. Like, let's say all these walls did get breached and humans had to migrate underground. I think that right there would be pretty interesting. But luckily, it was just, a test, because they still had to check the wall to make sure it was breached. But because they have some people, underground, they only have food for everybody to last for a week. And then, that one thing would take like a very dark twist. Because when everything is gone and that week is up, people have to make a choice whether they will, starve and die, or if they will like plunder and live. And then we see this one guy in the panel where he's looking. Well, we see this mother comforting her two children, and then the next one we actually see him, holding a knife. So it's possible that if this guy had to make a choice, he would probably, kill this woman and her kids and take her stuff. But of course, they have the police down there, and they're planning to keep people at bay, so that way nothing will actually break out. And so a week had passed since then, and they had checked the wall, and it's confirmed that it wasn't breached at all. And so that right there is very interesting, because now that there's no breach, they gotta figure out where these Titans came from. And of course these people, can return to their homes, but they have like a small little incident. But luckily, nothing serious happened. and then we see Erwin. And to me, he looks so different because not only did he like have this beard going on right now, but he looks so skinny. But you know that right there was because he was like asleep for a very long time. He been resting up for a week, so that right there would explain why he looks like that. So of course now Hanji and Connie comes in there, and you can tell that like Connie definitely found out something because you could just see that he looks so different on these pages. Like I can tell right away that like something happened. So they actually went to Connie's hometown, and he found a picture of his family, and I knew from the moment that we saw this Titan, but this chapter definitely confirmed it. And I'm not gonna lie, even though I knew about this, I was still kind of shocked that this Titan was actually his own mother, and that right there was just dark as hell. That these Titans that were like roaming around were actually people that lived in the village, because nobody could find any of the residents here, and yet the Titans that were like roaming around were the exact same number of people that had lived here. So it's obvious that somebody or something made these people into Titans, and that right there was just so dark. And you can just see how it affected Connie, because now he had lost his parents. We don't even know where his father is, but his mother had become such a deformed Titan that she couldn't even move when she would change. And we just see him kind of break down a little bit. And even Hanji looks like she's affected, and we see that they go to a panel where she was like torturing a Titan. So I'm pretty sure she's like wondering if they if that person or that Titan was an actual human. And they did make up a good point where they actually try to figure out if these Titans were actually people or just like regular Titans, because they are definitely different where it comes to when it comes to their body type. Because Hanji actually cut open a Titan on the back of his neck, and yet there was no person there. Sorry about that, guys. But as I was saying, Hanji had cut open, the back of a Titan's neck, and yet there was no person in there. And so she thinks that it's possible that they had melted together. And even Levi, didn't understand what she was saying. But I think that it's possible that maybe only certain people can handle being turned into a Titan. Because we all know when you like cut off part of the body and that smoke come out, they are extremely hot. So it's possible that those people that were turned into Titans, their human bodies have melted and completely fused with their Titan forms. And so it's possible that only certain people like, Eren, Annie, Rainer, Benenhold, people like that can handle, that heat, and their body become one with it. Unlike these people that become those like mindless beasts. So like at least that it is what I think, but we like really won't know until it goes into detail. And so Levi, try to talk to Erwin, and he just has like this creepy, smile on his face, and I had no idea why he was like smiling like that. It's so freaking weird. But even Levi calls him creepy, and I definitely agree with that, because it makes no sense that he like smiling about that, because they are cutting up people, and so it's like very weird that you're gonna smile when you find out that like Titans are basically humans. And like, even though people probably figured that out a long time ago, because I definitely had thoughts about that, and this chapter right here confirmed it. It's very odd. And so now and with Historia and Eren being the key to take back these walls, Eren wants to know where they're at. But now Levi, he kind of stepped up, and he kind of taken over until Eren is like completely healed and back to normal, because right now he's definitely not in his right mindset. And so Eren, Mikasa, Historia, Jean, Armin, and Sasha, they have kind of moved to like some country kind of area, and basically that is where they're gonna live. And it's kind of like they're prisoners, because they can't really go out anywhere. And apparently, hunting is also against the law. and Sasha, definitely planning something, and Erwin hears her, and he comes out of nowhere because he's been cleaning, because we all know Levi is a clean freak. We have seen that plenty of times, and yet he's also willing to get his hands dirty in one way or another. And so, of course, Aaron is trying to get through to them, but him and Jean are always arguing with one another. And then we see Mikasa come out of nowhere, and she was out there chopping wood, even though she should be healing. But apparently she's fine now, which is pretty good. I'm glad to see that Mikasa is now back on her feet and able to do stuff. And now Sasha is reminiscing about back when they were trainees. But of course they had lost some friends along the way, so it's definitely hard for them to be like this once again, because they now know the truth about so many people, and they have lost their friends as well. So it's definitely hard on all of them. And then we see Aaron. He thinking back about Levi and the old squad, and we all know that they died a horrible death thanks to Annie. And with them being the new Levi squad, it kind of makes you wonder, could this be foreshadowing something? Like I really don't think that Mikasa or somebody like Mikasa or Gino or Armin or one of them would die, but it makes you wonder for that shock value. Could this happen? Because this series always wants to get you in the feels. Because I definitely felt it plenty of times. So that shock value right there could be something that the creator will go for. But this chapter, it was definitely pretty good. It was amazing, actually. I'm glad that it confirmed what I've been thinking for a long time now, and it's pretty cool to see the new Levi squad. I definitely cannot wait to see what they will do. And I'm thinking, what if we actually get a time skip in Attack on Titan? How many years would you want to pass in this story, and for them to come back? Because I'm pretty sure over the years they'll do some serious training, and I'm pretty sure Aaron will master powers by then. So I want to ask you guys that if Attack on Titan got a time skip, how many years do you want to pass in this series? But as always, guys, don't forget to like the video and subscribe, because that really helps me out. But as always, you guys take it easy, and I'll see you all next time.